Hey, Justin Chamness here, Real Estate Wholesalers Club. We're all about helping you guys. That's right, you. Isn't it nice that somebody got up today and was thinking about helping you? Yeah, it's kind of different. A lot of times we're just helping somebody else, trying to help ourselves. And it'd be nice if somebody came along and helped out a little bit every now and then. Well, be encouraged today. I'm here to help you. And if you're in a VIP club out there, if you're in my VIP club, which you can check that out at realestatewholesalersclub.com, you can go to the VIP room, check out the StreamYard link, and join us. We have quite a few people that are getting in the in the StreamYard room right now, and we're going to invite these guys on in. But I got a new toy I'm playing with here, guys. Check this out. Let's see what happens.
You gotta get that shut up money. If you wanna change your world, change your mind, and get that shut up
money. All right, guys.
Yeah, that's loud, man.
Everybody in. Do what?
I say that's loud.
That's loud?
Yeah.
It was too loud. It blew you out.
No, it was loud. It was like a real echo. It was real loud, like an
echo. Welcome, guys. I'm so glad you're here. And today I want to talk about doing the. I want to do the virtual assistants. Virtual assistants. I want to talk about virtual assistants today. That's a big problem that a lot of people have. And I do want to clear up any misconceptions you have about working with virtual assistants. And let me tag this guy here. He wants me to tag him. I'm tagging Brandon. He said resend me an invite. I tagged you in the room. Hopefully that'll pop up for you, man. If not, I'll try to take care of you here as I can.
Your music kind of loud in the background. It's hard to hear you.
I've got music on?
Yeah.
I don't see any music on.
It's playing.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't know where it's at. That's strange. Just like I said, it's my new toy. I guess I'll.
Yeah, it's that music from your starting intro.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand what's happening. It should turn off here sometime soon. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Is it really, really bad? Is it really distracting?
No, it's you have to talk louder because it's like it's overwhelming your voice.
Man, that's freaky. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can fix it real quick, guys. I think I figured out what it is, but I'm not quite sure where the music's coming from. Let me see if I can figure it out here. Okay, maybe that helps. Did that fix it?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
All right, guys. Let's disconnect this and come back in. Can we do that? Let me do it at least. Let me see if I can drop out here and come back in. That didn't help, did it?
No, it went off when you went out, and then it came back on. You know, they even put it in the chat. They saying that music is loud. Yep, music is playing. Yep, distracting.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from, guys.
There you go. It's off now. But I can't hear you. No.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's off now.
Woo! Sorry, guys. Man, I've had these technology problems quite a bit lately. Sorry about that. Last
Me
last
too.
night.
I've been having problems like this
Last week.
throughout this real estate career, so don't feel bad.
I want to talk about virtual assistants, guys. Hey, thank you for letting me dilly-dally around for the first 5 minutes. But Okay, virtual assistants. Here's the skinny on virtual assistants, guys. It doesn't matter if I give you my virtual assistant or if somebody else recommends a virtual assistant or if you find one of your own. It's always going to be a job that you have to tackle because they are not going to know what to do. Let me explain this. Even if they're experienced and they know how to do a lot of real estate investor stuff, even if they know how to make calls and they've had some experiences with some other investors maybe, you're not going to be able to just jump right in and say, hey, will you do this, this, and this for me every day, and then pick it up and do it to your expectation level. That's not typically how it works. Typically, you have to make the instructions crystal clear. And I think this is where people go wrong. I have even shared a virtual assistant that I have had wonderful successes with some students in the VIP room, and had the students come back to me and complain a little bit and say, hey, listen, you know, this virtual assistant's not doing what I want him to do. He's not, he's not participating in the activities like he should. He's not reporting any of his accomplishments like he should. It's a real issue, and I thought you said this guy was good. Well, this guy is good, but the problem really boils down to you as the investor need to create an atmosphere of success for this guy or gal, and you need to lay out your instructions and your expectations for them. If you don't, then in a crystal clear fashion, then their interpretation of the thing will be very, very different. It'll be very, very different. So lesson number one is when you're going to hire a virtual assistant, make sure that you have the most crystal clear instructions for them on how they should accomplish the task, when they should accomplish the task, and also you should have them instructions on how they're going to report back to you, screenshots, recorded calls. How are you going to check up or inspect what you're expecting? Okay, so these are all important concepts. You have to crystal clear lay it out. Now, I don't want to I'm not trying to equate a virtual assistant to this analogy, but it is kind of an analogy that I think is illuminating. When I was a kid, I had a dog that was part Dachshund, part Chihuahua. You know, part hot dog and part Mexican dog. You know what I mean? The Taco Bell dog. So it was a little tiny dog, but it was kind of long like a wiener dog. And I love that dog so much. But and I was going to school in kind of this rural town, and they had, FHA? Or not FHA, Future Farmers of America program, whatever that was. I don't remember. But it's kind of big in rural communities. And I was in a rural community, and one of the programs they offered to elementary school kids was hey, we have a very inexpensive dog training classes that you can bring your dog to. So I went home, the school announced that, and I went home and I begged mom and dad, please, please, please let me take my dog, Bessie, to this dog training classes. It's like a series of classes. And they're promising that they're going to teach us how to teach her how to sit and how to stay and how to lay down and how to come and, you know, how to walk on a leash and, you know, without dragging you and everything. And so mom and dad, I think just to appease me, they said yes. And I think it was like $15 or something. So it was cheap. And they put me in the classes. And one of the only things I remember, guys, about working with dogs, and I love dogs, but from training dogs, one of the only things that I remember about it is that they taught me that a dog cannot handle more than one command at a time, okay, unless it's a highly trained dog. All right, so for example, you bring your dog in to the training ring or training circle, and the first thing they want you to teach the dog is to sit, okay? So you'll stand in front of the dog and you'll give the dog the command to sit, and then you'll push its butt down and kind of help fold its back legs into a sitting position, and then you'll give it a treat. and then it stands back up, and you say sit, and you keep doing this until the dog realizes that what you want it to do is put its butt on the ground when you say sit, and you'll give it a treat. So it learns to sit. But if you were to come up to that same dog and say, okay, sit, lay, roll over, that dog is going to look at you like, who do you think you are? Right? Who do you think you are? Sit. What was the next command? Lay. What? Nah, I'm not going to do any of that. Okay? Dogs cannot be given more than one command at a time. You say sit, then once it sits, you say stay, and then once it stays, you say, okay, now lay down, and then you say, okay, now roll over, and every time you treat it. Okay? My experience with virtual assistants in overseas countries has been very similar to this. Okay? What I mean is, if you give them a list of projects that you want accomplished or tasks that you want to accomplish today or this week, and you leave it at that, I can almost guarantee you that it's not going to go to plan. Okay? Not the way that you thought it would, at least. Okay? Their interpretation of your list of tasks is going to be much different than what your interpretation of the thing was. So part of that's cultural differences. Part of that's they're not in a position to understand the real estate game. Okay, here in the United States, so there's some things that some deficits that are hard for them, some gulfs that are hard for them to cross, and so you have to help with this as the manager, as the boss, and we're going to talk about that too. You have to help with this by laying out your tasks of instructions, your activities, in the most crystal clear fashion. I mean, like a kindergartner could do it. Okay, like you lay it out, do this, then do this. Now take a screenshot of it and then send it to me. Okay, that's how I know that's done. Then when you're done with that, do this, and that involves signing into this account, and then uploading these documents, and then sending this out, take a screenshot of that, and then send it to me. Okay, you see how I'm not just saying, okay, post some ads on Craigslist, and then I want you to upload these documents as templates into Dotloop or DocuSign for me, and then I want you to pre-screen these leads. Okay, you're not going to be happy with the results, y'all. You just gave the dog 3 commands without telling it anything in between or helping it facilitate itself. Okay, you're going to need to be more crystal clear and specific with these instructions. I'll give you an example. Before automated REI exists, what I did is I went to the Upwork or Fiverr, and I hired a virtual assistant. This virtual assistant was from Bangladesh. Okay, most of my virtual assistants and most of the ones that you should be getting are probably from the Philippines. All right, if you get your virtual assistant from the Philippines, that's a good place to go. Okay. Okay. Is everybody hearing me? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure. If you're getting them from the Philippines, you're doing good. I got one from Bangladesh, and they're okay too. But each country poses its own unique difficulties and opportunities. And you have to think in basis of their culture as well. So Philippines is a lot Western world centered. Okay, so they're really kind of more westernized than you might suspect. Bangladesh, however, is not quite so westernized like you might think in a lot of its areas and a lot of its thinking. They practice a different set of religions and a different set of rituals and a different set of holidays and a different set of everything. So the concepts are vastly different than what you and I are used to. We might have more people wanting to get into this than what is room for. StreamYard lets us have like 5 people or 6 at a time. And if we having more than that show up here, we ought to go on to Zoom for the rest of the week so we can get everybody in. So sorry if you missed out today. You tried to get in and you couldn't get in. But anyway, we'll fix that tomorrow. So I got a VA from Bangladesh one time, and before Automated REI existed, and I told him, I said, okay, I want you to scrape Craigslist, get all the phone numbers for the 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and I gave him some other filters and said, just go on Craigslist in my market areas that I gave you and get the phone numbers off of all those and then text them. And I want you to text them this message. And when they respond, I want you to let me know because that's a lead. Okay, so basically I had just manually built a machine that does what Automated REI does, boom, automatic. And I found out that when I went on to check this guy's work, well, one, I hadn't any system to check the work to begin with. I don't know if he's emailing or texting these people or if he's scraping it or what he's doing. I don't really know. So I realized right away I have to have screenshots of him doing the work. I have to have the account where he's logged into the text so that I can see that the text messages have gone out. So that, I need to be able to check up on this stuff. But I also realized as I started checking up on him and figuring out how I was going to check up on him that he was actually scraping like all kinds of stuff that I didn't even really want him to scrape off of Craigslist. And so I was like, man, how can I fix this? So I told him, I was like, hey, just do the 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in this price range and blah, blah. And, okay, boss, no problem. Okay, boss. It's just not clear enough. Okay, he went away with the yes, and then it was still like bad. And I'm like, okay, is this guy just trying to pee me off here? Or what is going on? And as Americans, we have the tendency to point the finger and say, these guys suck. Right? But the truth is, I sucked. Okay? Because my instructions were about as clear as mud. And his interpretation of the instructions was a Bangladeshi interpretation. Because I left it up to interpretation. And that's not what you want to do. So what I ended up doing was I wrote a little 3-page document. It's not included in any course anywhere because we don't use it anymore because we have Automated REI. But I had to write up a little 3-page document that literally said, go into Craigslist. Actually, let me back up. Log into TeamViewer so you can use my computer at stateside. Then log into Craigslist. Here is the Craigslist usernames and passwords. Here's the associated email accounts, usernames and passwords. And then after that, I want you to go find the search bar. And then when you get to the search bar, I want you to type in rent to own homes, or I want you to type in whatever it was, okay? And then I want you to click this button, more, and I want you to select the filters, house, okay? Not apartments. I want houses. So and now see, I'm really making it crystal clear here. And this helped me in a couple ways. So once I got that all written down, how I would do it if I were going to do it myself. I wrote it down and I handed it to the guy. Well, I emailed it to him. And he gets it and he reads it and now he knows exactly what I want. Right? And I also now have the power, the ability that if I don't see this being done exactly as I said, I now have the ability to correct him on it and say, hey, listen, remember, this is how I wanted it done. You're not doing this, so you better do this, or should I find someone else? Oh no, sir. I will do to please you to exact specifications of your utmost desires. They talk funny, and they talk in kind of like a embellished English sometimes. It's kind of cute in a way. But if you're not laying out those crystal clear directions, they're not going to perform well. Because you're leaving it up to too much interpretation. And that's my VA, that's your VA, his VA, their VA, doesn't matter where they came from. You have to create that atmosphere in those instructions. Okay, that's so important. The second thing that I want to share, and we'll open up for questions for sure. You guys can interrupt me if you want, but The second thing is, well, one is crystal clear instructions. Crystal clear instructions on how to do it, what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to show you they did it. Okay? Now, the second thing is, and this ties in closely with the first one, and that is that you have to maintain alpha. You have to be the boss. Okay? Here's how I talk to virtual assistants. Mr. Virtual Assistant, it seems like I gave you these tasks to do, and I can't prove whether or not
you come over here.
I can't prove whether or not these are done or not. Okay, Mr. Virtual Assistant, can you prove that these things are done the way that I asked you to do them exactly, or do I need to find someone else that can do the job for me? That's what I say. I ask that. Okay. Yeah, hey Steve, there's a link posted in the VIP chat room. StreamYard only lets us on about 5-6 people at a time. So tomorrow we're going to go on Zoom so everybody can jump in here. So you might be relegated to the YouTube chat today. Sorry, guys. But that's life. That's technology. We'll be on Zoom tomorrow. We can have 100 people in there. You have to be the boss, guys. Let's talk about that. It sounds like I'm being mean. Well, it sounds like you're mean. Are you like a slave driver, or you like to mistreat people and boss them around and put out ultimatums and all this? No, that's not it. Let's think about this less emotionally for 1 second. Okay? 1 United States dollar is equal to 50 pesos in Filipino money. That's the exchange rate. For every dollar you send them, they cash it in for 50 of their dollars. Well, that doesn't tell you a whole lot. How far does $50 go? Well, I can tell you this much. You can get a yeah, sorry Rick, man, it's this we just overwhelmed. The crowd is so big today we can't get everybody in here. So tomorrow we'll be on Zoom and maybe we'll revisit VAs again, man. Sorry guys. I did not expect such an overwhelming outcome or turnout.
Yeah, your VIP growing, man. You can expect it's gonna get bigger. You can't use StreamYard no more.
Yeah, we're gonna have to up our game because we are exploding. Okay. Yep. All right, guys. And I think it's because I've tried to give you the real shit here. This whole thing is dumb, and if you overthink it, that's where you mess up. And I try to tell people how dumb it is. You know, like this is really, you got to make it dumb or it won't work right. Okay, if it's not dumb and super simple, keep it simple, right? Then it's not going to function properly. So you got to keep it simple. I was talking about virtual assistants and you being the boss, and maybe I sound mean because I will do a couple. Let me lay out a couple other principles here. One is try before you trust. Okay, these virtual assistants come to you. They say, "Hey, I do wonderful work for you. I make calls for you. I do lead gen for you. I build cash buyers list for you. I do everything for you. I do laundry for you. I do whatever you want, sir." Okay. How much is it? We charge $5 an hour. I need $500 setup fee. Bullshit. Okay. No, you don't get no $500. No, you don't get $7. You don't get $9. You don't get nothing. You may, if I'm feeling generous, get $100 or something to set up, but you don't need a bunch of setup money. Okay? And the reason why they don't need a bunch of setup money is because their money exchange is so different. Okay, $1 is 50 of theirs. You can rent a 1-bedroom apartment that's pretty nice. I'm not a Filipino expert, okay? I'm just telling you what I understand of it, and it could be some misunderstandings here, but but a one bedroom apartment in the Philippines, a nice place, is about $125. Okay, of your money and mine.
YSA had that yesterday.
You can buy a real nice rental not buy but rent one, like a 3-bedroom, nice, in the city, guys, like where it's like more westernized, like there's shopping malls and all this, fast food joints. In the city, you can get a nice 3-bedroom for like $350, $400. That's upscale living there, guys. Most of these cats live out in the country where it's like $125, $150 for rent the whole month. Now, think about what money you're giving them. I'm paying them $100 a week. I'm paying them $50 a week. That's $200 a month. You're paying for more than their rent and then part of their grocery bill just for your 2 hours a day. And so it feels like a little bit to you, but to them it's a lot. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with you expecting the work to be done to your specifications because you're paying damn good money for it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So don't let them fool you. I try before I trust. And here's what I say to virtual assistants. Okay, this is a 6-month project, let's say. I will give you 1 week. 1 week. I hire you for 1 week. You prove to me you can do the job that I need done. You can do the tasks that I need done to my level of expectation, or I will find someone else. If you are good and we work well together and you succeed this week, next week I will give you a raise. This week you work for $3 an hour. Next week you work for $5. You see what I'm doing? I'm dangling a carrot on a stick here. And I'm giving them 1 week probation time. That's how I like to do it. Now that sounds harsh and it's not natural for most of us. Most of us are employees. Most of us are followers. We're used to taking orders ourselves, and it's hard for us to man up and give the orders. Don't hesitate to man up here and give the orders. You've got to give the orders. If you don't give the orders in crystal clear fashion, you are wasting time, man. Now, some people might say, well, but to talk that harshly with them, that firm with them, it just goes against my conscience. Okay. How's that working for you? How's being Mr. Nice Guy with the virtual assistants overseas working out for you? Yeah,
ain't that similar to how they do on a real job?
Yeah, that's how they do it. When I worked a real job, they expected me to do the shit they was paying me for.
Right.
On the day they was expecting it to be done.
And then they gave you a raise after you did good.
Yeah, if I was lucky, right?
Yep.
Right.
That's true.
So we're not talking about like a whole lot of. Okay, Rick's put in the chat here. Rick is a pro, by the way. I wanted to have him on, but there's no room in the StreamYard. Rick
Bring him on. I can listen.
Rick says average daily income is around 400 pesos in the Philippines. 400 pesos. Remember, I said $1 equals 50 pesos. Right? So how many is that? That's $8 a day is the average daily income. $8 a day. If you're paying them $5 an hour for 2 hours, they're making a living pretty much right off you. If I'm doing the math right. And you're going to treat it like, oh, well, they're my friend, they're my buddy, I hope they do well. I'm going to give them a couple weeks to figure it out and kind of get in the flow. No, you're going to give them a couple weeks to set your ass up. That's what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? I will give you 1 week to prove to me you can do the job. If you do well, I will give you the raise and we'll go more permanent here. Now, inevitably, they slack off a couple weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks up the road, and you've got to come back to the table, and you've got to say, now listen, we started out strong, and something's happening here. I don't know if you've passed the work off to your brother or your cousin, or if you just forgot about it, or what's happening, but these things aren't being done to my expectation. So you have 1 week to fix this and please me again, or I will find someone else. And in every case I have ever done that, they have almost fallen down on their knees and begged me, please do not fire me. I will please you. I will do whatever it takes. Do not take this away from me. Okay, it's a strange feeling to have someone treat you that way, but listen, you are providing a huge value to them. It is not unreasonable for you to expect the same in return. Be smart about it. Put them on a short leash, like the 1 week, okay? Make your directions crystal clear, like the dog trainer. Sit, okay, good boy. Stay, good boy. Lay down, good boy. Roll over, good boy. Okay? Now, with that being said, make sure your treats are really good. When they do well, give them the raise. When they continue to do well, send them a bonus. $25 means a lot. $25 means a lot. At Christmas time, I send my virtual assistants $200. Can you imagine how rich they feel when I send them $200 for Christmas? Do you think they want to make me happy? Oh, yeah. Another thing that my attitude, and you might think this is a hard attitude, this is a bad attitude, this is a horrible attitude. You're treating these people like you're paying them next to nothing and you're expecting everything. Yeah, you're damn right. Because that's the way the system works. You know, and they're in agreement with it. They like it. It's okay. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You may think that I'm being harsh and mean and maybe I'm a bad person. But here's another thing that's good that comes out of what I'm talking about. And that is the sense of building a winning team. If you have the easygoing, you guys work it out, you'll figure it out in time, you are going to fail those virtual assistants. They are going to eventually, sooner, probably rather than later, stop working with you because your system's not working very well. And then they are going to lose a major piece of income in their lives. And you and your business aren't going to move forward either. Wouldn't it be better to approach the situation with the right frame of mind and the right plan so that your team can be successful? A happy VA is a hard-working VA. And you can do that with very, very little US dollars, guys. I hope some of that helped. I've been talking for 30 minutes now about it. There's some learning curve to it. There's a learning curve to it. Y'all got questions in there in the chat or the VIP or in here? Somebody wanted to know if I could talk about dispositions. Yeah. How to sell to tenant buyers. Yep. I'll talk about that. It's pretty easy to find tenant buyers. Guys, you're just going to put the property ad, the rent to own deal that you have, you're going to put it on. This is back when I had the music on. Yeah, I had some kind of music. I got to go back and listen to the replay. I swear I could not hear the music, guys. It was not coming through my headphones. Remember the other day, y'all weren't coming through my headphones? Strange times. Yeah, you put your property deal on Craigslist. You put it on Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Sometimes you put it on RentLinks, RentLinks, RentLinks. Okay. RentLinks.com. That is a syndicator. It will syndicate to about 88 different sites. So you don't have to go find all 88 of them and list it yourself. You could just put it there and they'll do it for you. It does cost a little bit of money. Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace are free. I will also from time to time boost an ad on Facebook Marketplace. So what that means is I'll take my Facebook Marketplace listing and then I'll boost it up to a paid ad. So I'll pay $5 a day, and usually I'll only run that for about a week or two. I want to make sure I hit the weekends. At least a weekend. One weekend at least. I want to make sure that I'm out there on that. But I'm not spending tons of money on Facebook either. Okay? I hope that helps, guys. I hope that answers your question. Working with virtual assistants. If you feel frustrated about your virtual assistant, the problem most likely is it could be your virtual assistant is just a shyster. It could be, but chances are you're just a piss poor manager. And I know this might seem a little random, like I didn't follow an outline today. I'm just talking from my heart and my head, but you know, a lot of it boils down to you and your instructions and your management of these people. If they're not doing what you want them to do, chances are it's your fault. If you correct your side of the deal, give them a week to correct their side of the deal. And if they do, great. If they don't, then fire them and get someone else. This is business. This is a living for them, and it's your living too. So treat it with respect. I don't send virtual assistants gifts. I don't ask them to send me gifts. I don't try to sit down and watch pictures and videos of them dancing with their relatives at the village. Okay? I don't give a shit. That's not my business. That's your business. This is mine. Let's talk about how you're going to get this done for me, and I'm going to pay you an extra bonus if it works well. Okay? That's more what I want to talk about. They might be like, wow, you sound like a real jerk, you know? Well, you ask my virtual assistants if they love me. And they'll tell you, we love Justin. Justin, oh, he's the boss. He's great. Why? I'm easy to please. It doesn't sound like you're easy to please. Oh, no, I'm easy to please because my instructions are crystal fucking clear. And if you just do them, I'll pay you well. If you don't do them, I'll fire you in a hurry. Are we clear, Mr. Virtual Assistant? This is an okay conversation to have in your interview. Okay? Don't let them run you around. That's how you keep from getting snagged there. Yes, Victor says, I've started doing screenshot videos to train them. Nothing else worked consistently. Yeah, here's a tip for you, man. You might already know this, Victor, but other folks might pick up on this. There's a tool out there called Cloud HQ. And it's an extension for Chrome browser, and it's probably available in other places too. But if you just Google Cloud HQ, you'll find it. And Cloud HQ is an email video service, so you can put videos, record them, and put them right into your email to them. So that when they open up the email, there's what you wrote, but then there's also a video there. And that's very helpful. I use that pretty frequently myself. Because you want to be crystal clear, and many times it's easier to demonstrate what you want done and then ask them to repeat it than it is for them to invent the wheel for you. Okay? You know what I mean? You don't want them to have to reinvent the wheel for you. Just tell them how it rolls and how to put it on. But Cloud HQ is a great tool for that. And good tip too, Victor. Screenshot videos, screenshots and or videos. All of that is very helpful. You're going to want to manage your VA in a day-to-day basis until they've been with you for a long time. If you're not in touch with them at the start of the day, if they're not letting you know when they're beginning, if they're not letting you know when they're ending, if they're not sending you the appropriate proof that they accomplished the task, like the screenshots and the recorded voicemails and so on and so forth, if they're not showing you that, you're falling down on the job. Your job as the manager is to manage that, and if they're not showing you the proof, you're not doing your job. So again, it kind of falls back to you. There's a lot of bad VAs out there, but there's a hell of a lot more really, really good ones. But there's just a really whole lot of shitty managers out here too that don't know what they're doing. And that's my best advice, guys, on working with virtual assistants. I hope it was helpful for some of you out there. Is there any other questions out here today, guys? Anything else y'all want me to handle on the daily Q&A Tuesday? Ricky, good to see you here, man. Aisha, Wyatt, Earp, and Edward, thanks, guys, for being in here. Everybody else out there watching, too. Looks like we've got a pretty decent crowd watching, and I'm thankful for every one of you. You guys ought to check out the VIP club. If you're not in it, you should be. It's less than $100 to sign up, and less than, I don't know, it's pretty damn cheap, guys. It's at realestatewholesalersclub.com. While you're there, you might as well go ahead and get the free stuff. There's some free stuff. Okay. Yeah. Victor says, thanks. This is golden. I killed a steep learning curve. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that, Victor. I appreciate you saying that, man. I really do. It means a lot to me. Any questions out there? Somebody throw it in the chat real quick before we call it a day. Anything else? Any topic. Virtual assistants and otherwise. Y'all want to hear a funny virtual assistant story I was telling somebody earlier? I had this virtual assistant. Again, he was from... are you raising your hand, man, because you got a question? Edward. All right. The funny question, the funny story is I had this virtual assistant...
What kind of camera is it? Digital?
I had a virtual assistant from the Philippines. From Bangladesh. This is another one, though. A different one than the one I was talking about earlier. And so I set him up on TeamViewer. Okay, if you guys don't know what TeamViewer is, Google it. Okay, it might be important for you if you're working with virtual assistants. And the reason why is here's what it does. TeamViewer, if you have a computer here, let's say my computer sitting on my desk here, if I have TeamViewer installed and my virtual assistant in Bangladesh has TeamViewer installed on his computer, then I can share a code with him, and he puts the code in, and that'll allow him to have remote access to my computer. Okay, well, I don't want him to have remote access to my laptop, but I don't mind him having remote access to this company computer that I got. So I got this old computer that's a desktop, so it's got the tower and everything with a separate monitor, and nobody was really using it much anymore. It's a smidge slow, and so I just made it a virtual assistant computer. So it sits in the corner, it's plugged in, everything works on it, but I never use it. Nobody ever uses it, and I put TeamViewer on it, and I gave the code to my virtual assistant in Bangladesh so he can log in to this computer. Why would I want to do that? I would want to do that because Craigslist, for example, will not let him from Bangladesh post my ads. Okay, because it'll say that it's some kind of spam or some kind of bullshit, and it'll throw it out. But if I'm using my computer locally here in the States, then it assumes I'm okay. For this example, that's how it worked. And so it was important. He could not do my ads on Craigslist without access to a computer in the United States. So I dedicated this old desktop to the VA service, and I put TeamViewer on it, and I let him get right in on it. So problem solved. Craigslist. He's posting ads on Craigslist, and he's doing like 6, on this account and 6 on this account a day, and then like 10 over here, and like he's posting ads out the boo-wad, right? Like just loads of ads. Working on this virtual assistant computer that I have with TeamViewer. So he's actually using my computer stateside to post the ads. Pretty cool. So I don't know what this is talking about, Harold. I don't know what you mean, man. But I've been called a doofus before. All right. You know, the thing is, he's using my computer, but he's in Bangladesh. So everything's going to plan for like a couple, 2 or 3 weeks, you know. Like nothing is really going awry here. Like the ads are going up and everything's working well. And the next thing you know, one night, I'm just sitting in the office and I'm looking at the computer that's the VA computer, and I every now and then will turn the monitor on just so I can see if he's logged in doing his work. That's also a way I can check what he's doing. So I turn on the monitor and I see he's on there. He's doing some Craigslist stuff, and so I'm like, oh great, he's doing it. He's doing the Craigslist. Oh, that's cool. And I said, hey honey, look at that. Look. You see the computer moving? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's my virtual assistant over there. He's really putting these ads up, man. So I was like, okay. So I went back to doing what I was doing. About 20 minutes later, I look back at the computer and I notice he's off Craigslist. He's onto something different. I'm like, well, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he in Chicago? Something. And I'm like, okay, what is this? This is some dirty butt sluts and Pornhub. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on, man? What's he doing on my computer? This guy's surfing the porn webs, man. Right? So I said, baby, I gotta let this guy know that, well, first of all, I gotta let you know that I wasn't sitting here in front of the kids and you on Pornhub. That was him. So let me deal with this. And so I called the guy and I was like, hey, bud, I appreciate the job you're doing and you're doing the ads for me, but I'm married, man, and I got kids. And if they come into my office and they look over at the computer and they watch you over here surfing on porn, man, oh no, I did not do any porn. I never look at porn. I would not look at porn, and I would never. Oh, that would my. Must have been mistake pop up. I don't know. I was not looking at porn, and I was like, yeah, you were, because I was looking at it. I was watching you. I saw the dirty butt sluts, okay? I saw them. He denies it to this day. Okay, but my point is that just because things are working well doesn't mean you should stop inspecting. Okay, because things get loosey-goosey as you go up the road a little. So make sure you're paying them to do your job and not paying them to surf porn sites, okay? I've been screwed before. I've fallen victim to the VA trap before. Here's some gold nuggets I have on preventing that. You have to inspect what you expect, but you better make sure your expectations are crystal clear. Master entrepreneur, not sure what he's talking about again, Harold, but I love you. Victor Walker says, what are the main tasks I'm outsourcing? Great question, Victor. Number 1, lead generation. There is no reason why you should be doing all of the work yourself. Lead generation. They should know how to. You should show them how. You should show them some of my videos. Here's the thing about VAs, and you give them videos and shit to watch, they don't watch them sometimes. Hey, did you watch that video? Did you read that booklet I wrote on how to do this? Oh, yeah, I looked at that. No, you didn't. You better read it again. Otherwise, I'll have to find somebody else that knows how to read. Okay? Oh, I'll read it right now. I read it last night. I'll read it again. Okay, well, yeah, you got to treat these people almost like they're teenagers a little bit. Yeah, okay? Make sure they're doing what you want them to do. Lead gen is definitely something they can do. There's no reason why you should be on automated REI doing all the scraping and all the setting up of the text blasts and all that. And it might as well, while they're at it, be the first one to send a text message using the automated REI. If somebody responds back affirmative, yes, maybe, possibly, any of that, have them be the first one to send a text out. Thank you for your response. I would love to chat with you. Me and my boss, my manager, my whatever you want them to call you, is 2:00 okay? His name is Justin. Okay, have them go ahead and set an appointment for you while they're at it. I mean, this is not rocket science, guys. They can do it even without talking to anybody. That's your lead gen. Okay, that's how you set up appointments with people to do your phoning. And then you can even have a virtual assistant pre-screen those calls. I don't really recommend that unless you've got a really good virtual assistant. But it would, well, it doesn't have to be a closer, but they gotta speak really good American English, and they have to be social. You know, they have to know how to talk to people. And again, there's some cultural differences here that don't quite match up. When I was out, this is off the subject slightly, but when I was 20 years old, I was the youngest senior pastor of a church in the entire state of Kansas. Okay. People were like, "This you used to be a minister?" Yeah, I was when I was a young guy. My mom and dad are ministers to this day. I got out of high school, was in college. I didn't know what to do with my life. I tried to follow in his footsteps. It didn't work out so good for me. Okay. But at the time, I was pastoring this little tiny church at 20 years old. And it was a white church, so just white people. There was no black people. There was no Mexican people. It's just white people. It was boring. And so I kept trying to talk with the people about, hey, we gotta try to expand and get some more people in here, some colors and some flavors and some culture and all, you know. And they were all for it. And so I brought in this Hispanic guy that was gonna help me start a Hispanic service, okay, for the Hispanics in the area. And I sat down in an interview with this guy and I said, "Listen, man, I don't speak Spanish, but if I did, I'd just do this myself." He said, "It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work." I said, "Why wouldn't it work?" He said, "It won't work because you don't understand the culture, man. You're not one of them. And they're not going to accept you like you're one of them because you're not." He's like, "You're not going to ever build a big Hispanic church because you're white." Okay, well, that makes sense. It does. There's cultural differences, guys. They're beautiful differences. They're wonderful differences. There's not one better than the other or one worse than the other, but there are some cultural differences. And these virtual assistants, they are going to have the same difficulty. So getting a virtual assistant to close for you, holy shit, you're asking a lot. Okay? Pre-screen, maybe. But close, that's tough. You better find a Canadian or somebody from the States. Pay them $10 an hour. Okay, something. But not a virtual assistant. Especially not from a more third world country, even more so than the Philippines. Okay. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind when you're outsourcing these tasks. You know, make sure you're outsourcing tasks that they would be good at doing and they're qualified to do. If they leave out letters in their alphabet, that's not very good for phone work, okay? So you got to think through some of this and plan a little bit. And then plug them in where they're great. Lead generation is huge. That's the first thing, man. That's what I would have them doing first off, lead generation. Here's another thing that I have them do, guys. Set my appointments. Set appointments for the closer or for me, either one, with those leads, okay? The third thing I have them do is I have them build my ads and market my deals. Sometimes that means sending an email to my cash buyers list. Sometimes that means putting an ad on Craigslist. Sometimes that means putting an ad on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes that means boosting an ad. See, there's lots of details in those though. So don't drop all that on them at once. Don't say, okay, Mr. Virtual Assistant, the first day, here's what you're going to do. You're going to put this on Craigslist, and you're going to put it on Facebook Marketplace, and you're going to boost that ad, and then I want you to set it up like this, and hit these niches, and you are going to fail because you are not being crystal clear. Okay? Does that make sense what I'm saying? They are going to fail, and they are going to be disappointed that they're failing you, but you just aren't telling them enough. You aren't showing them and making it crystal clear enough. I know I've beat that to death, guys. I beat that to death. I've been talking about that forever. I hope that helps. I have them doing the marketing, guys.
But that's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. You got to manage that stuff or it'll manage you. All right, you worked your whole life to figure out that your purpose in life may be that of a real estate investor. You're so excited.
You know what, Justin? I think a lot of entrepreneurs that's outsourcing, they don't know how to do it themselves. That's why they ain't teaching their virtual assistants right. I think before you start outsourcing, you should know how to do it yourself. In essence, if you're gonna play the game, you got to play it yourself so you know how to do it.
Well, I do agree with that, but only to a certain degree. I agree with it that in principle that's right, but there are things that you could be safe in outsourcing right away, and that is if you are deficient on computer skills. You're not very good at uploading documents or downloading documents or editing a contract or an agreement, or there are lots of activities that a virtual assistant would be wonderful to help you with to start. But to turn over the key ingredients of your business to a virtual assistant and then walk away like, oh, I handled that, that's good, you're a damn fool. Right?
Yeah.
You got this business started, you educated yourself, all the blood, sweat, and tears you're pouring into it, and then you're going to take one of the key ingredients of it and put it in this guy's hands you've never met, nor will you ever meet them, most likely, and then you're just going to let it go to plan. Well, I can tell you how that works out the hard way. Okay, so okay, Rick says, yes, you create the ads and tell them when, where, and how to post. 100% clear instructions. Yeah, Rick, you're right, man. If you're not crystal effing clear, you will get something different. If you do not tell them what words you want in your ad, at least for a while, until they know what words go in ads, you will not be happy with the ads you get. Okay? They will be mispunctuated. They will have weird sounding phraseologies. Okay? This house is most excellent decision upon your wanting. Okay? Who the fuck puts that in an ad? A virtual assistant that's not being managed very well. All right, that's reality. This is most excellent house for your wanting.
That sounds like something I write.
Well, I'm not the most educated, grammatically correct, or politically correct individual either. But the thing is, they for damn sure aren't, right? I mean, they're not masters of the English written language, that's for sure.
Right.
So that'd be like me. The English is maybe a second language for a lot of these guys, and so it'd be like you expecting me to write well in Spanish. Hey, write me a great property ad in Spanish. I'd be like, shit, man, are you kidding me? ¿Cuál es el baño? I'd be like, ¿Dónde está aquí? And none of this shit makes sense to anybody that really speaks Spanish. Okay. Doce baños. I'm fucked on this. You're asking your virtual assistant to do the same thing. You got to think of it in terms like that.
What's that Loom Rick talking about? He said he used Loom and Screencast.
I'm not sure what Loom is, Rick. Maybe tomorrow, man, we'll continue the discussion on virtual assistants, and Rick can join in. I'm sorry you didn't have space today, but I don't know what Loom is, but Screencast. What that is that's like exactly what it says. You can share your screen with them, so you can show them what you're doing, how you're doing it, so on and so forth. These are just tools to help you instruct and manage and inspect what you expect. I don't know what Loom is. I'll have to look it up. It's probably next level shit for me, knowing Rick.
All right.
What's up, Victor?
Hey, Victor.
Oh, Rick says it's a screen recorder. Loom is. Very similar, both of them. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
Victor got his mic off.
Yeah, he's playing.
No,
Koi.
I'm here.
I thought you were playing Koi.
No. I was commenting on YouTube while listening on StreamYard.
Oh, okay, cool, man. I'm glad you're here, dude. And you've had some great things to add, some great statements and questions, man. I appreciate it.
It's my joint, man. I love this. This is the group right here.
Well, man, I appreciate you saying that, dude. We're just trying to keep it real. That's all. And it's not as pretty as the other gurus. See, the other gurus will tell you to grab the bull by the horns, and then they don't tell you where to go from there.
Right.
But I'm not a guru. I'm barely even a coach, really. I'm just an investor myself. I'm a wholesaler, and this is my experiences I've had. Once you grab the bull by the horns, you better hang on, and he's gonna whip you around a bit, and and I can walk you through that because I've been through it. So these are some of my experiences with virtual assistants. They're wonderful to work with, but they're also kind of like a pain in the ass a little bit too. Like you have to kind of work it. There's an old proverb that comes from the Bible, in the book of Proverbs. Whether you like the Bible or not, it doesn't matter. The proverb's pretty solid. It says, "Where there is no ox, the stall is clean, but much profit comes by way of the ox." You think about it. You want to make a lot of money, get yourself an ox, but you also better get a fucking shovel. Right? Because there's some bullshit that comes along with that ox. Okay? If you want to hire a workhorse like that, you want to hire somebody that's just a beast, like a virtual assistant, yes, you'll make more money, but you'll also have to shovel more shit. That's just the reality of working with anyone, right? Anybody here ever been in a relationship like with the opposite sex or something? Because, the same is true for any relationship, really. Yes, there's lots of benefits that come with this, but there's some shit you got to handle,
That's for sure.
So don't think you're just going to sign this part of your business over to these guys and walk away. Oh, conquered that one. Woo! No, you didn't. You didn't. Trust me.
Yeah, I've been going through a couple of them. Like they speak just like you say they speak too. They say, "I will do perfect work for you."
Yeah.
I make sure you're absolutely happy with me. Can you give me a good review, please? Can you?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I'll give you 1 week to prove to me you can do the work as I expect. Then I will give you an astounding review. It's always reciprocity here, guys. You do for me, I do for you. You do for me, then I do for you. Okay? And if you ever get off that, the wagon wheel's shaking, Yeah. All right, guys. I talk too much. Love y'all. Y'all done? Y'all got anything else? That's about it, huh? Okay. All right. Well, if you're out there watching somewhere, check us out. We're at realestatewholesalerclub.com. and you can jump on the VIP club right now. It's super affordable. Don't miss it. But we'll be back tomorrow. We're going to talk about tomorrow. I actually had anticipated talking more about doing. Let's see here, role play. I wanted to role play tomorrow. When the seller asks you for down payment, how much down payment you gonna pay, or how much down payment you giving me? I wanted to role play that because that shit comes up pretty often, right? And if you don't know how to handle that, that can throw you off track. So I wanted to do that, but we might have to tag on tomorrow a little bit of virtual assistant. If I can get Rick on tomorrow, we'll talk more about virtual assistants. If not, we might just role play, okay? But we'll also do Q&A, whatever you guys want. This is all about y'all. That's the best part of it.
See, that's why your channel's growing. That's why you're getting so much love on this, because all the other guys, they're basically just giving you, 80%, making sure you have to pay for the other, 20% at a very high rate. And you're not doing that, man. You're just sharing yourself, and you're giving back, and we appreciate you, bro.
Dude, I love you, man. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. That's my heart. Ed, I appreciate you too. Mitch, Ricky, and Victor, man, thank you guys. Everybody out there watching,
Thank you,
love
boss. Thank you, boss.
you. Yes, sir. Let's talk again soon. I'll see you in the VIP chat room, okay? And then tomorrow, same bat time, but we'll be in the Zoom room, okay? Because we can fit everybody. Because screw all this leaving people out, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that, man. I feel like my heart's all sad because people got rejected and shit, All right, y'all have a good one.
Take care.